prayer this morning? Pastor?
If I would, I'd like just to take an opportunity to read something before I have the prayer today. On the evening of June the 15th, the Bentonville Christian Church was hit by a tremendous tornado. On June the 16th, church members and many others from the community and volunteer firefighters from Bentonville, Glenwood, and Everton gathered to remove the debris from not only from the cemetery but from the farmer's field across the street. Much of that debris was actually sitting on 550 West. On June 17th, the day of my 76th birthday, by the way, over 100 people gathered there. Gary Naylor's wife and her youth group was one of those 100 people who came that day to help. And at that point, members of the Fayette County Highway Department drove up, and thank God they got involved in the process. Their presence was overwhelming. At least 6 loads of big debris was carted off by the dump trucks. Bentonville Christian Church is so thankful for their presence that day. We're glad that you as commissioners allowed them to come and work with us. Words like thank you are really not enough, but I just simply say thank you for the commissioners for allowing that to happen. And on a side note, one unnamed commissioner has made a contribution to the cause. He challenged me at Walmart to challenge you as well. And we're planning to rebuild. Lots of decisions must be made. We're asking guidance and leading from the Lord. If you have a desire to help, you can send it to Box 22, Bentonville, Indiana 47322. And this unnamed commissioner is going to be named here. I almost didn't know who he was. Looks like pretty good.
Thank you.
You never know what'll happen at Walmart. Would you pray with me? Father, we are all here thankful that we live in a community that loves and cares for each other each and every day in so many ways. Father, we do look around today and realize that there are many of our land who are just in distress this day with shootings and those kinds of things. Father, we just would pray to you that you would help us to be wise and to come up with solutions to the difficulties of the day. Help us, Father, to use your wisdom and your skill in doing this. Father, would also just pray just now for Dale Strong's family. Dale lost his mother just shortly ago. Father, just give Dale and his family comfort during this time as only you can do. Father, we're thankful for your son, Jesus, who came into this world to give us an opportunity of eternal life as we believe in him. But also, Father, he gives us a full and abundant life each and every day. Father, be with the commissioners as they meet just now. Father, help them to be wise in their decisions. Everything that they do would be for the good of the community. And these things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. We'll call this meeting of the commissioners to order. Please rise for the pledge to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome everyone here today. Please, a friendly reminder, please silence your phones, if you would, please. I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I'll move to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
I'll second that. Been a motion made and seconded to approve the minutes as presented. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
2 ayes. We'll move to department heads. Ruth, you're first on the list today.
I have a couple of things. First of all, as you know, we're in the process of changing over our system from one provider to another. We're in training this week, and Thursday, when we close out, end of business Thursday, all of our old equipment will be removed. Friday, new equipment will be installed, and there will also be in-house training that day for abstractors. So on Friday, this Friday, our office will be closed to the public. So I just want to make sure and get that word out there that everybody knows. Friday we will be closed. Next Monday, we will be up and running on the new system. And talking about the new system, one of the things, one of the reasons we looked at this is the availability of making our records online so that they can be accessed online. This is Julie Pickett. She's with DocsPop, and so she's here to answer any questions you may have about the contract that was sent to you. You got it, looked it over, right? This is, I'll let Julie explain a little bit about how DocsPop works, but basically it's at no cost to the county. But I'll let her explain how their program works.
Hi, thanks Ruth. Again, I'm Julie. Please feel free to interrupt, ask any questions. The general gist of what we're hoping to provide for Fayette County is it's an online access portal that should represent everything that's already existent and searchable in their office, just to make that available remotely. We do this in a couple of different ways. We have a very basic online access level that anyone can access for free. We consider that sort of their public access in a more internet, remote based way. You can get a limited amount of information without signing up. You may also sign up for a free account that gives you some level of searching that allows you to access all of the more detailed information on there. We do put legal descriptions, party names, and other, I think the document numbers themselves are behind a subscription wall, not because you have to pay, but because on the court side, because we do already share and have access to all the court records for every county in the state of Indiana, sort of all in the same system. So on the court side, we are required to collect a username and password to allow people to see case details. So we thought we would add that on the recorder side as well. So if you sign up with a username and password, you may then access all the details for things in her office for a limited amount of searching. If you're doing searching 20 or fewer names a month. If you're searching over that, at that point we start to collect a subscription fee because we assume that you're using it professionally, and that's how we fund our system rather than charging her office or the county any money for that. We do also collect their $1 per page copy fees and remit those to the recorder once a week. And just generally, the contract itself is pretty straightforward. It's a year initially, and then it renews at will and can be canceled for any reason with 60-day notice.
By either party.
By either party, yes. And so we have to keep Ruth happy because she can kick us out at any time. So we really do have to, listen to what she needs us to do and listen to what the users are asking for it.
Okay.
Make everybody happy.
All right.
Going.
If I may, Michael, is there any problems with our security?
No, we actually used DocsPop before. We had CSI through the clerk's office.
Okay.
That's what their system used when we were with them. And when we went with Odyssey, I'm not sure what system Odyssey uses.
They use the Tyler system, and they do have an online portal, but it does not collect any type of user information. You don't have to have a password.
I didn't know how theirs worked as far as that went, but I know there still is some kind of stuff that goes through DocsPop with the courts, but
Yes.
I mean,
Is this going to add anything to you?
as far as I know, no.
Okay.
I've already worked with Joe from CSI and bringing that up during the They're
Okay.
in my part too, so.
All right, great.
They do have a strong technical team there. We work closely with them. So as Ruth's office is indexing and adding records, we work directly with her software company to make sure those are sent to us. And we gather all of the non-confidential information. It's sent directly to us. What's nice about it, and you may appreciate this, like we basically, it's brute force security. CSI can access our records and our servers, but we can't come back and access anything either at CSI or the county. Essentially, you have our password, but we don't have yours. So if someone were to breach our system, they would have access to the non-confidential information that your county has sent us, but there's no way for them to tunnel back. To either your servers or to CSI servers or the recorder's office servers. So we try and just keep it really clean and simple. There's no additional processes that Ruth's office will have to do to make sure that things are sent to us. We just work directly with their software company to do that. It's pretty simple
So
as far as her process.
This will go online Monday as well? With the new,
Provided we get the approval to do so.
Right.
Jeff, was there a problem from your?
It was pretty pretty typical stuff. I didn't see any issues at all.
So is this a contract?
Yes.
Then I'll need to approve the contract.
Mm.
I'll move to approve the contract for the recorder's department.
I'll second that. It's been a motion made and seconded that we approve this contract and allow this program to move forward. Is there any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
2 ayes. Thank
Okay,
you.
all right. Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much. Good luck.
Thank you very much. I do have one other little thing. Jane and I actually together
I
have
don't
one
think
little
We're done.
thing.
I don't think that was on the agenda. Sorry, Ruth.
Actually, you don't even have to act on it. It's just a matter of information. Jane and I have employees that are actually going to swap
Is that
positions.
gonna work?
That's going to work, yeah.
Good.
Okay?
Great.
So
Back to my
that
office.
you're
You're
aware, Amanda will be leaving my office, going to the auditor's office, and Derek is leaving the auditor's office and moving to
I'm so
the
thankful
recorder's
that could
office.
work.
And that will be effective Monday.
Okay.
Derek is doing some training currently, as we speak, in our office, and then Amanda will be doing training over there. So Jane and I will be kind of sharing both of them for the rest of this week, and then as of Monday, that will be the change.
Okay,
All
good.
right?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bob, would you be able to put something in reference to Ruth being closed on Friday? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm so thankful that- Okay, moving on. Mr. Parker, next on the list.
I thought I was way down the list,
We just bumped you right on
and I
it.
appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Short report, looks like a lot, but it's very short. Printed a few pages, just kind of show you a little bit of the activity in July, some of the things that are going on that we hope we'll be able to utilize in Fayette County. This first thing is this Cradle to Career initiative that I learned about at a I'd say about 60 people attended it in Muncie throughout if you turn to that Cradle to Career page, you can see how big the area is we're talking about. And if you look at some of like the East Central Indiana snapshot showing where we rank along with the other counties, and then also the states, the comparison to the state numbers. And then I did clip out the Fayette County. There was a page for each one of these. I didn't think I'd bore you with all the other stuff. And then the last page kind of shows what does it take to support a family in East Central Indiana, which we're part of. And it's not rocket science to realize that it starts clear back to kindergarten, and then it goes all the way through in encouraging parents, educators, civic leaders, ministers, the entire village involved in helping children grow up with an idea that life will not just be sitting in a corner doing video games. You will actually have to work to provide for yourself and a family. And I'm not going to get on my editorial soapbox and go on about that, but it's sufficient to say that this is a great, it was an eye-opening opportunity to see that, you know, our whole region is in kind of the same fix. We're separated from our neighboring counties by percentage points. We think of Fayette County being so bad and all the bad categories. Just take a look at the others. I mean, it's very few percentage points that we're separated with all of our neighbors. We're not the bad county that we get credit for a lot of the times. We're really a darn good county. So at any rate, the tools to make this happen in Fayette County are here. There are a number of groups and nonprofits and interested people that are already doing something about this. What this group was trying to do is better organize those groups, and it's still kind of loosey-goosey at this point. Muncie's got a pretty good plan already laid out that would probably serve as a model on how to really coordinate everyone's efforts to continue to talk about little Johnny and Susie growing up, what they need to do to earn a living as they progress through school and as they grow older. It was eye-opening and interesting. I think it'll be good for us, and as the next steps develop, I will be letting you know. The next thing is this, unless you get any questions about that Cradle, Career to Cradle, Cradle to Career initiative. It's not just really bombarding you with a lot of stats about the good and the bad. I think it really is more directed on how do we encircle all those groups that are singing the same song, get them together and really amplify it so everybody hears it. And that's no small task. On the opportunity zone, you're familiar with the enterprise zone, which we are one of, I think, 12 remaining in the state. I mean, we just renewed ours for another 5 years. This is a totally different deal. This came about with the, and I'm not going to read it to you, but it came about with the Tax Cut Job Act of 2017. It was woven into that. And Fayette County does have a small opportunity zone. And I apologize that it is so light. If you turn to that page right there, you can identify 24th Street and 30th Street and Roberts Park and Huber and a little bit of Park Road. So our opportunity zone goes from State Road 1 east, 24th Street north, down Park Road. So it takes in the old Walmart shopping mall area, the old Kmart area, the new Walmart area, a lot of the housing, and then a lot of land that is east of the park and east of, I hate to say it's in the flood zone, but it's kind of nearing the flood zone. And I scratched my head when I saw it and thought, I don't know how well we're going to get a developer to come take advantage of that. We did attend a consortium, a summit on July 23rd, and heard a lot. I brought our CPA with me because this is not easy to understand stuff. I'm not a CPA, don't ever want to be one, and he had a lot of questions. So if you turn to the back of that summit page, you'll see at between 1:30 and 2 o'clock, they showed Indiana Opportunity Zone funds in action. As luck would have it, it's just south of us down in Brookville. And if you notice that second name there, Bruce Rippey, developer, is an old friend of mine from Batesville that I new, and then this Mick, he is the Opportunity Zone investor. So a lot of this deals with people that have money and looking for a place to invest it. I think there's a way that they can, I don't want to say avoid capital gains, but there's a way in there that it makes it very attractive for them over a period of time to invest in these types of investments. And there is one in process right now down in Brookville, which makes it pretty easy for us to find out just how it works, because we got a relationship with one of them going on just down the road. Then the last thing is, unless you get any questions on the Opportunity Zone.
Dan?
Yeah.
Is this, was these the zones that were created by the governor's
Yes.
office?
Yes,
Okay,
based on census tracts.
okay. Can our new owner of the old Walmart Center, can he take advantage of any of this?
If there is a reasonable development that would put money, you have to have a pretty good chunk of change for this thing to work. When you look at that one with Bruce Rippey, he's the developer. The Melts guy, the guy that owns the third place there in Brookville, it's got the garage door that goes up.
Mhm.
Nice place, very successful. I think he sold a large business over in Ohio, Soft Seal, and he is in the market to invest. And investing in Brookville is what he's already done with the third place, and now he's doing it again with the Valley House, that old hotel. And then they're also building some, I think, market-based apartments, and also I think some subsidized apartments. There's a mix of both, which is what we've been looking at for several places here in Connersville. One of them being the old Herb Lumber place, and then the old Walmart, to do kind of the same thing. And both of those are in the Opportunity Zone. So I am talking to an investor right now on both of those. So I don't know what will develop, but certainly the fact that they're both in the Opportunity Zone is a point in our favor. Last thing is this press release that the chamber put out. I'm on the chamber board, so I'm not speaking out of school here with this press release. This will take place this coming Saturday at, if you want to attend the ribbon cutting, that's at 8:45. And this is kind of the official welcome to Connersville for the community to come out and welcome and thank Reed for coming to Connersville and doing what they're doing. And they've got a lot of things that will be going on, no charge. It'll be a good time for everybody. The main part of it is from 9 until noon at Roberts Park, and you'll be able to see where all this is going on. If you have questions, you can call Gertrude at 825-2561, and she can answer any questions. But I absolutely want the community to embrace this. This is a good time and a good opportunity to come and have fun. Rock climbing wall, face painting, strongman competition, scavenger hunt, inflatables, fitness classes held, led by health work instructors. Just a day of celebration and to welcome Reed to the community. That's it for me, unless you have any questions.
Not on this. I reached out to Relcon representatives, advised them that we were willing to transfer that, but it would have to be done as a pass-through.
Sure.
They advised me that they would be getting a hold of you.
Okay.
So you can expect a
All
phone
right.
call or
We're
correspondence with them.
We're ready, willing, and able to help them and the commissioners.
Okay, thank you.
You bet, thank you. Oh, forgot one thing. I wanted to introduce our summer intern. Jay, stand up. This is Jay Gattis. He's been with us all summer. Really kind of a great guy, plays music, does a lot of neat things. He's helped our office tremendously. We got the best one. He's a high school senior. He'll be a senior this year. Not offending any of the others, but I'm just partial to Jay. He's a really good guy. And, yeah, only 2 or 3 seconds I can put my foot in my mouth really, really fast. But at any rate, Jay will be a senior this year. And the cool thing about it is his wages were paid by the Department of Workforce Development. So that's been really, really good. So
Great.
that's it for me.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
He's supposed to buy you breakfast every morning. Did he tell you that?
All right. Moving down the list, I don't see Daryl here. Bill, do you have something for us today?
Yeah, I need you to, the unofficial detour that they're gonna be using through the county for State Road 121 next summer when they replace the box culverts in Alpine, and then they're gonna build a new bridge at 350, and 121 will be closed from early spring to late fall, and they need to have, did you get my maps I put in your mailbox? Yeah, that's what we agreed to use as the unofficial detour. They'll film it before and take pictures and then take all the damage afterwards, and then we'll have to come to some sort of agreement for remuneration. But they want commissioners to sign the agreement, and then I'll have to mail the original. And
You
then
want this one signed, two of them, or?
Just one. Have you already signed them? One?
No, not yet.
Are they gonna make me a place to drive to the creek at?
Yeah. Hey, you're probably right between them, weren't you? We won't see Mark for a while.
Yeah. You won't be able to come to town.
I'll get lost, have a call.
But I can email you. about
Okay.
it, 'cause they
Is there a
want the
motion to
original.
approve
Supposed to
it?
mail the
I'll
original.
move to approve.
Motion made and seconded for approval of the unofficial bypass, or runaround, should I say. Is there any other questions for Bill? All in favor?
All right.
2 ayes. Do you need a signature page too, or just make a copy? Okay.
What's the date?
6th, I think.
6th.
All right. There you go, Bill.
Pardon? And also my second culvert's going to be delivered for the South Gray Road project Thursday. And I was wanting to just transfer money from another one to pay for the culvert and then for Mike's expenses once he gets it done. Out of Bridge 75, there's like 10,000, which culverts yourself are like 6, because they're 72 feet of 6 foot diameter.
Wow.
And so I was wondering if that'd be okay if I just transfer that to that structure in order to pay for it once it all gets put in.
That's not a transfer that has to go through council, is it?
Shouldn't, I don't.
Because it's in the same,
Yeah, it's all
one
Yeah,
bridge.
like a 2 to a 2 or something.
from there to just move it to that structure.
Yeah, you're good. You just need to let
Okay.
our office know.
And then, Belltown Bridge, I'm gonna, about within 2 to 3 weeks, it's gonna be cleaned out. I talked to Eric Frank this morning, and he's a little behind, but he said probably about maybe closer to 3 weeks. It's, I guess, a lot worse down under the water since it's receded. Mr. Hurst, I guess, says there's a lot of timber under the water that you couldn't see, and he's concerned about kayakers and tubers and stuff getting hung up in there. So he's gonna go down there before the end of the month, he said.
You're talking about the Nulltown Bridge at
Yes.
the river?
Yeah, the river
Cross the
bridge,
river,
in order to
yeah.
clean all that debris out.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess it's a lot
Is
worse.
it the only
than-
bridge that needs,
Yeah, the other two are fine,
okay.
but he's talked like he would get that within the next 2 or 3 weeks, because I guess, Mr. Hurst keeps an eye on it, and he said since the water went down, there's a lot more underneath. He's afraid somebody's gonna get hung up in there.
Do you have money?
I've
in that
got,
bridge?
some in there, but I might have to transfer something else
Okay.
depending on the cost. Because we always put it for the river bridges because you never know
I was gonna say,
when
I
something's gonna happen
thought,
like
I
that.
thought we always kept
Yeah.
some there, for
Yeah.
those kind of things.
Yeah, that's about all I got. Any questions?
Okay.
Alrighty?
What'd we decide to do on the resurface of that bridge, or the bridge out on 300? Have we decided anything officially yet, or
No.
on that bid?
I don't know.
We did get an official bid, didn't we?
Yeah, it's, yeah, I've got the bid from him, but I don't know. if
Well,
it's
you
too
were gonna
late.
seek some contract work for the,
Oh, no, as far as the resurfacing of that, yeah, I mean, it might
On
be too
the-
late now to get on there.
on the dry ford, wasn't you?
Yeah, I still haven't been able to find anybody.
Okay, all right.
I need to talk to him and see if this guy's willing to
Okay,
get that done too.
all right.
But, yeah, I can call them and see if they have room to get that in this year, to 300 and the other one. Because I think Jay was wanting to pave Pot Road, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. I guess right now I'm worried more about Ott Road than getting that, those two, the dry ford there, and don't we have the dry ford at, what is it, 425?
Oh, yeah, up Harley's.
Where it washed the,
Yeah, that's actually a big box culvert, but
Yeah.
yeah, it washed it off. Yeah, we had they could actually put the seal, the stone over it. They can do it. That way we'd never
yeah.
do that
We could
again.
do that one, but the Ott Road was.
It was the one that he couldn't do anything with, but he could do the other two. But,
Okay,
all right.
thanks, Bill. Not see Bill Gray anywhere. And, Lisa, you have a 144 request?
Yes. I was here last month and had asked to hire someone, but she decided she was going to take something else. So I'm back asking to hire Kelly Scripture for my clerical position that I have open. Kelly is actually from Connorsville. She moved to Indianapolis and she's moving back.
I'll move to approve the 144 for Kelly Pritchard.
Second it. There's been a motion made and seconded that we approve the 144 request of Kelly Scripture for the clerk's office. Is there any questions for Lisa? All in favor?
All right,
2 ayes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
thank you.
Michael, do you have anything today?
Just an update.
That was a dumb question, wasn't
You got the report there, so I don't really need to go through that.
Okay.
I didn't have a chance to pull the email stats, so that's why that's not on there. I did get a quote back on the data recovery. They could not get the data structure back, so it would be a raw recovery, which is basically what I had done, which just pulls the data files as they are, which gives it a random file name, puts them just in a list. And then you have to go through file by file and rename them as you will, which is a lot of labor-intensive mess. The quote they gave was $1,392.15. My personal recommendation is that we don't go ahead and do it, we just get the drive back, because I can do the raw recovery and just raw recover what we can off of it. I did find a drive that had up to, as I mentioned in the last meeting, up to April 8th. With file names and file structure, and I think that has most of what Jane has, and I did recover some stuff with raw recovery that might have gotten a bunch of that stuff from the Gap, but I haven't gone through all the files yet. I've been doing that amidst other projects and other issues going on, so I'm slowly going through the raw recovery that I did on the other file server. So I'm trying to go through that data, but there's a lot of files there, so
Did you say 1390?
1392.15. So, I mean, if you want to give me tentative approval so I don't have to come back next meeting, so that if you tell me to go ahead and do it, I can just do it without having to come to another meeting, I can do that. But personally, I don't know that it's worth almost $1,400 to do something that I can do.
How long do you suspect it will take you to,
If I
do your other duties as well?
Well, I mean, I can hook that drive up and let it run, and it's going to take 5, 6, 7 days to recover that data as it runs, and they say it'll take 5 to 11 days for that data to be recovered on their part. But then it's going to take however long all of us to go through that data. I mean, you're talking 500,000 files to sort through all those files. I mean, how many hours is it going to take all of us to anybody that sits
So
there?
we're gonna have to do that regardless,
Yeah.
the going through the files. They're not gonna do
They're not
that
going to do
legwork.
that. So it's going to be me and Jane and whoever else has to sort through those folders. So that's why I don't know that it's worth the $1,400, at least as a first step. The hope was that sending it off with their technology and their software is that they would be able to recover the file structure where I could not. But then me finding that other drive, finding another extra drive that had another backup on there that had the file structure, I think covered that same data set. So I think we've got what we needed, at least at covering that same stuff. So I think we'll be okay, at least over
Do it
that.
in-house.
I think so.
So,
Give him whatever he needs to do it with.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're better off just doing it in-house.
okay.
Do we need to consider any, maybe part-time help or contractual help to get the files put back together? I mean,
Well,
you still have other work that needs to be done. I'm
The-
concerned about,
The problem is, I mean, I could open a file, but I don't know what file to name it. So that
You
would
need
be.
part-time in my office.
Well, not-
that's what I guess
Whoever
I'm,
needs it.
yeah, that's what I'm
But
talking
the
Need to
about.
problem
find out where it
is-
needs to go to.
But the problem is you'd have to know what to go to. So you'd need a part-time Jane. I mean, it's not just you need a part-time person, you need a part-time that knows where she would want to put.
And this is mainly just 2 offices?
Really, it's mainly just the auditor's office.
Just the auditor or something?
Get you another person.
Well, I'm wondering if, I mean, maybe not to do this, but maybe you need some more hours for your part-time person to pick up the slack,
Do I still have council members in here? Yeah, so I'll approach you on that later, okay?
to pick up the slack.
We ought to really do it for the budget and have them put a recovery thing in their budget in case this ever happens again.
Yeah.
There'll be money available.
I mean, whenever I keep having my computer run through and searching for keywords through all the different files, so anytime I can have it pick out keywords, I save those files out, and then that way I'm trying to sort out stuff that I can flag for Jane and be like, okay, I think these are auditor stuff, to try to make it easier to sort through. But just the PDF document folder from the raw data recovery, it's like 500,000 PDF files. So that's,
So let me ask you this, so that maybe we can make, if and when this happens again.
hopefully it will never happen again, because I'm trying to set up
Hopefully,
multiple
but we-
backups.
Well, I
to
wonder,
cover it.
I mean, we've had discussions, I know Jane and I have had discussions. What kind of a portable backup could each office have of their own to back up their own files?
Just a flash drive or a portable
That could
external
help
hard
prevent,
drive.
I mean,
There'll be that little gizmo you plug in.
Yeah, a little flash drive to save their own PDF documents or their own desktop files is not a bad idea. An external hard drive, the CASA office just got some of those. They're $80 a piece for a 3 terabyte hard drive. There are options out there, but even a little 16 gig flash drive, they're only about $10 a piece. So I mean, they're not.
could we, don't you think that we need some type of a policy though, across the board to utilize these, or, I mean, I don't know if we want to just allow anybody to plug in anything.
Some offices use them and some offices don't. Like the prosecutor's office, they save everything to the public drive, and they save it all in the share that was getting backed up every night. I've moved the share that the auditor saves in, so it's getting backed up every night now. The problem that happened last time was because of where the share was, the backup process, for whatever reason, decided it didn't have permission to back it up, is the only thing I can figure, to back up that subfolder. So it's moved, it's visible, and I can see that it's getting backed up every night. So that part's fixed. So, and I'm setting up, I've got a new dock that I put upstairs. I've got 5 hard drives in that dock that are each 4 terabytes, so there's extra backups. I'm gonna put a dock in the back of the auditor's office so that they can have a drive that they can switch out every couple of weeks and put one in the safe so that they've got a copy of the backup in there. And I'm working on getting an off-site sync going over to TV3 so that there's always a backup copy going off-site as well. But it's just layers is all we can do. But I just was told by the guy installing the CSI server yesterday that Terre Haute, Vigo County, got hit with a ransomware. Got all their servers, all their computers. And they've got backups and layers and all that stuff set up as well, but they got hit as well. So, you know,
It seems like I heard somebody else did too in the last 30
yeah,
days
I
or
mean,
something.
we can set up and add all the protections we can, and that's all we can do. We can just, you know, try to stack the deck as much as we can. So,
So you could possibly set these offices up if they needed a external hard drive.
yeah, we can definitely get them. I usually keep some flash drives in my office. I usually keep some extras because there's always somebody that will usually come up with a sudden need for one because of some project or some presentation or something. So, or one breaks because they do have a sudden problem with a chip breaking for some reason. So,
All right. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate
and
it.
then any other questions or anything for me? Sometime in the next couple of weeks, I do have to get the network will go down on the weekend for a couple of hours, mainly warning you because I know your tendencies to come in over the weekend to put the second firewall in because I do have the one firewall, but I do have another one that I've got to put in to give it the second layer. So we'll have the 2-layered firewall. But right now we've got the one. That'll give us the second layer. So, but to do that, I've got to take all the internet down, all the external stuff down. So obviously I can't do that during the week. Everybody would complain that Odyssey's down for some reason. So, okay. Well, anything you know where to find me.
All right, thank you. Is there any other, Diana, do you want to talk on that, or? I don't know, it's for the road resurfacing?
Oh, that's the notice to proceed, I
Yeah,
think.
is that what that is?
Yeah, that's just the notice to proceed
all
that
right.
Bill signed to give to Globe to move forward with the community crossing. The only thing I had today was for, we did a survey by email last week just to do something formal for the grant application that we put in for Sheriff Laughlin through the Indiana Department of Homeland Security. They offered a grant that we found about Monday that was due last Friday for an ATV. It was 2016, excuse me, it was 2016 funds that had been deobligated, and you had a very short window to apply. So just ask permission formally, just so it's on the record that we did go through. I don't like doing that without coming to the commissioners first. That's why I did the poll by email. Do you approve of this?
Yeah,
We'll make a motion to
well,
approve it.
I'll move to approve the grant for the sheriff's department,
Second.
ATV.
It's been a motion made and seconded that we go ahead and approve the grant application process.
There, and I guess I should say there was no match money
Right.
by the county on that.
Is there any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
2 ayes.
and the sheriff will be, oops, we
Whenever
did
you
it.
got emergency, it's okay to do an ask. You know.
Well, and like I said, I like everything to go through the commissioners first, and so if that comes up again, we'll notify you by email. Sometimes in the grant world that happens, and it's,
Yeah, understandable.
okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Jeff, do you have anything for us today?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Mike, council?
No.
Okay. Your budget hearings start tomorrow?
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, tomorrow morning.
You mean, or should I say, the one time the council works every year?
We haven't gotten your budget yet.
Yeah.
I feel for you, I do.
I do too. I've sat through them. They're a lot of work, and it takes some time to get through everything.
Yes, it does.
And
We'd like to thank you for doing it.
yeah,
It ain't no fun.
no,
Mark, I
it's-
didn't recognize you. Should be a new man.
all right. And but they do start tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Any mail that needs to be brought forward? Is this a contract that we need to approve?
He didn't talk to me about it, he just left it laying there.
Then we're gonna have
Okay.
to leave it laying.
Because I don't know, like, if he's gotten bids from anybody else or.
Yeah, I don't either. So, all right. Under old business, we talked about the road closure on 565 West last meeting. Since then, you've been out there and looked at it again. Dale's been out there at least one time, if not more. He's talked with Jay. Jay feels that if we take up that road cut it, the bad area out and take up that asphalt, that we can temporarily maintain that with gravel to get it back open for the fall harvest and school buses. And I told Dale that's fine with me if Jay says he can do it, and
I
I
agree.
assume it's okay with you. I have just one concern, and that is that neighborhood out there has to make aware that,
No high-speed flying through there.
Well,
because it can create a dangerous situation.
The sign on the north end of it would be a massive help.
So,
We talked about actually making it gravel from the north side, maybe 100 yards past before you get to the curve.
Yeah.
That way you got onto the gravel before you went through the curve,
right.
plus the sign, and then just making it gravel actually down about where the south barricade sits.
Yeah.
Be a lot easier to maintain.
That doesn't get gravel in front of Edgecombs, does it?
No.
Because I don't want.
It's right there at his property line on those things.
Yeah, just about his property line,
Yeah.
you're right.
Dale says that right now, he feels that the only permanent fix is to move that road to the east. But, time will tell. I mean, we can still do some more investigative work with it.
I think it's the same thing that happened out here on 44 years ago, when that hill used to slide down all the time.
Actually, a little difference because 44 wanted to slide and this is just going straight down.
Yeah.
We talked about several things out there that day, but to take out the bad spot and turn it back into gravel was the quickest, cheapest fix for temporary repair. Taking time to resurvey the road and resurvey where the right-of-way of the road goes to. Getting all the preliminary work done was gonna take more time than just taking that out and letting us use the road.
But I think once we find Mike, realistically, once we find a solution and what we feel that is a permanent fix, we're talking 6 months to a year before it can be
Yeah.
initiated.
That's why.
Realistically, I mean,
That's why we all agreed out there that day, just take out the pavement. I don't even let that pavement be around water or not, but, if you're looking to short-term this, Brushy Fork comes into Williams Creek between Edgecombe and the bridge. And it's eating the road out right there. The fence was from here to you from the creek, and now the creek is outside the fence from here to the table. It's ate that much out.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm trying to say, if you're wanting to take that blacktop off there and do something with it short, take it down there and put it on the bank of that creek so that the creek stays more out where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'll bet IDEM will have something to say about that.
I've seen all that hay. You want me to come down there and move that for you?
There is, we've talked about this several times, to stop that problem down there, that cement out there.
That might be a little safer to do.
Yeah.
We'll trade you the asphalt for the cement. Maybe, I don't know. But we'll see what happens. And so we're fine with that. So we'll get them working as quickly as we can to get that open back up.
The last thing I told Dale out there, it would have been a week ago Saturday, was that we are a very patient group out there, and everything will be fine once you have it done by Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. No comment. So we'll try to get it opened up at least by halfway through harvest, you know.
That's a lot of Fridays.
Yeah. Because I don't know where they're at on chip sealing.
I don't either.
I don't know if they're done up north and moving south yet or not. So it'll probably be a rainy day project.
My involvement here was, it never gets done, it'll get started, so you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other old business that needs to be?
No, I haven't.
Okay. New
Thanks
business?
for coming.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
I don't think there's anything to come before us. Anything else needs to come? I'll entertain a motion to pay claims and payroll.
I'll move to approve the claims and payroll.
I'll second it. Motion made, seconded to approve the claims and payroll as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
2 ayes. I'll go ahead and get those signed and there's the minutes. Do these individually have to sign? Or just this? That's what I was putting.
You've done that to see if he's on your toes.
gentlemen. That's it.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second. Motion made and seconded for adjournment. All in favor?
Aye.
2 ayes.